Now we got Reshma here, and Reshma, welcome very much. Please come on and tell us about you, what you're doing, and what you can offer our single fathers and out there regarding about business.
My pleasure, Margaret. First of all, thank you so much again for having me on, on this very, very special occasion. It means a lot to me to be a speaker today on this particular platform. So
You're
thank you very much,
welcome.
Margaret.
You're
And
welcome. Please tell our view who you are.
yes, coming to me now. Who am I? So my name is Reshma. I am a sales and marketing coach, and I specialize in working with self-employed people and micro businesses grow. My signature program is all about helping people accelerate to their first 75K. And the reason why I do this, I will come to my qualifications, etc. But I want to share with you why I do this. I genuinely believe that work should be joy. I genuinely believe that if we're going to spend so much time doing something, it should be something that we love. And work is part of life. You can't keep one separate from the other. And I've come across so many people who are so passionate about what they do, but they didn't know how to communicate that. And their dream died because of that. And I didn't want that to happen. It really fills me with such immense joy and fulfillment that I can provide in my own small way in this world. I can provide something that helps people's dreams come true.
That is absolutely fantastic. Thank you. Now, the floor is yours to share what you're doing.
Thank you very much, Margaret. So today I am going to be speaking, just before I move on to the topic for today,
Mhm.
also to just let your viewers know a little bit about who in terms of professional qualifications. So
Please.
my professional qualifications are, I use my 15 plus years of entrepreneurial experience to do what I do. Plus, I use my professional qualifications. I am a certified life coach, as well as I have an MBA in entrepreneurship, and I'm also a certified digital marketer. So I use those skills to help my clients.
That is fantastic skills. I know our clients out there who are listening, our single fathers, they're gonna get so much from you. So please go ahead.
Thank you very much, Margaret. Thank you. So today, what I'd really like to share with you is, and before I just go into that, is one thing which I'd like to say is that I'm not a single parent myself. I don't know any single fathers, but as I was telling Margaret the other day, we are all connected. And I believe that as a society, as brothers and sisters, it's our duty to help each other. So that's why I'm here as well today. And
Thank
what I'm
you.
going to share with you today is all about how to identify your clients. And I'm going to share 3 ways of doing that today. And actually, I've got a bonus one as well for you. But let's start. Let's start. So with the first one. So before I even come to why should you have, why do marketing people like me talk incessantly about this ideal client? Why? And there's 4 reasons for that. The first is that when you communicate, it's meaningful. It's meaningful for you and it's meaningful for the person who is listening. It helps them, it actually adds value to them. It's not just something that they listen to and then they become a little bit more confused about is it for them, is it not, blah, blah, blah. It means something and adds value to their life. The second thing is that as new or in the early stages of your growth, it is always going to be the case that resources should be used wisely. Now, if you're speaking to everyone, as you know, you're speaking to no one. And imagine that if you were directing your marketing efforts towards one direction, instead of that, you're having to spend that time or money or whatever the resource is in so many different directions. And that's why it's not good for you. The other thing as well is that I believe that when you do this, you actually appreciate this person. You see them, you actually see them, you feel them. This person suddenly becomes your best friend. And that leads to my fourth point, you care. And when you care, believe me, it comes across to your clients and your world will change because they can sense that authenticity from you. So this is why. Now we come to the how. So the first method is the dreaded template method. But don't worry, I'm not going to give you any templates today. I'm not going to do anything like that today. What we are going to do is that I'm going to explain to you the reasoning behind these templates. What are they actually trying to do? So let's start with the first step. The first step is this is to get to know your client's external world. So you're the privilege of stepping into your client's external world and seeing them from the outside. And when you do that, of course, you see where they live, who are they, how old are they, where do they live in terms of what sort of accommodation do they live in, who do they live with, what sort of a lifestyle do they lead? Are they one of those people, who's who drinks coffee that seems to have been to more countries than I have, or maybe even that you have, or they don't like that type of thing and they're very Nescafe oriented. We have our instant coffee in the morning and we're happy. That's just fun, but what sort of person are they? Right? So this covers what's normally known as social demographics. Social demographics basically means what can you see? What can you see and what is defined? So when you talk about relationships, for example, are they single? Are they married? Are they divorced? Are they in a happy relationship, or they're in a relationship but they're not very happy? How does it go? Do they have children? And if so, how many? How old are they? What are their names? What are they into? So it's what you can see. Where do they work? What do they do for work? If they are traveling into work, if they commute, what sort of transport do they take then? The details of their everyday life, but of the tangible things that you can see. Because that helps you create the first picture. So imagine if creating this ideal client is creating a masterpiece, is creating like an art masterpiece, the external world is putting in the outline. And then we come to the next step. There is one more thing involved in this first step, the outline element or the external world element. And that is psychographics. Now, psychographics is a word that sounds very cool, very fancy. I try and throw it around as much as I can because it makes me seem very qualified. But what it actually means is the thought processes of the client, right? So what are their values? What is their attitude towards money? What is their attitude towards life? What are their opinions, on current topics? Are they pro-Brexit, anti-Brexit? What sort of opinions do they hold? Are they conservative? Are they more liberal? Are they whatever it is that you can think of? Are they pro Squid Games? Are they anti Squid Games? Whatever it is that makes sense for you, just write it down. And don't think about what am I writing, or don't try and think to yourself, okay, I'm going to write it box by box, name first, age, then this, then that. Just write it. Don't worry about the rest of it. Just write about your client's external world. The second element of it. So Margaret.
No, go on. I was going to say, so what I'm taking here is that it's really, if you've got that idea, that business idea, is that write it down and think about the clients that you want for your business step by step. Thank you.
Absolutely. Exactly, Margaret. Thank you. Yeah, exactly. And then the second element of it is stepping into the internal world. So if before we stepped into the external world and we saw them from the outside, now we actually step into their shoes and we go through their day. And as always happens, as long as we are human beings, our external world, or what the external perception is, and our internal reality, our internal emotional reality, is always very different. How many people have you seen that who are entrepreneurs and they seem so confident and they've got everything going for them and they seem on top of the world and everything they touch seems to be like a Midas touch and just keeps making money. But when you step into their shoes, what you realize is that they're struggling, that they're tired, because they have no more time left. One of the reasons they started this business was to have more time to do the things that they enjoy, to spend with their children or to spend with their loved ones. And that's gone. This person is now sadder than he was when he was actually doing a job. That's what's going on for him internally, but externally he's got that Audi or he's got that BMW or that Merc or whatever it is, right? So the internal reality, the internal emotional reality and the external perception are two very, very different things. Now, where we come in, or you come in as a business owner, is this way. There are three things to think about. That is your client's problem, which is the root problem. So thinking about our client over here, his root problem is that he is creating a business that's worse than a job, right? Even a job is better than this. Then you think about, okay, what are the pains? What are the pains? That is a symptom. So if the problem is a root, if the problem, for example, is you haven't eaten since morning, so you've got like a hungry headache, right? So, but the root of that, the problem is you haven't eaten. But the symptom is the headache. A headache is not the root. A headache has appeared because of something. So exactly like that in business as well, pain is what you can see or what materializes as a result of that problem. The last element of it is where we really come in. The last element is something that I call challenges. So a lot of the times, it's not that our clients don't know what their problem is. They know. What they don't know is how to get out of it. So think about your clients' challenges in this way. What keeps them in the situation that they are in at the moment?
Okay.
What stops them from achieving the life that they want? So, for example, this guy's problems, one of the problems could be he doesn't know about the productivity apps that he could be using to save his time. He doesn't know that he can delegate because he's so used to controlling things, so he doesn't delegate. And he has a mindset issue with that, which you have to help him with, right? He doesn't put down strong boundaries. And so on and so on and so on. Challenges are many. And keep writing. As Margaret and I were saying, when you have that outline, when you're putting in that outline, keep writing. When you're doing the internal reality, when you're really stepping into their shoes, don't think of boxes. Are we a box? Are you a box? No, we're people. We're living and breathing people. So we're not just boxes that we can be consigned to, black and white boxes. So just keep writing. Write the story of your client. And then when you come to the third part of it, which is like we said, problem, pain, and challenges, keep writing challenges. There will be many. But what you will find at the end is that they have themes. So for our friend, for example, one of his biggest themes could be productivity. And there could be a lot of things under productivity that's one area where he has a lot of challenges.
Wow.
So you see themes coming alive. And those are normally 3 to 5. And that's what you help your client with. And that's what you say, because you know how to help them now, because you understand so clearly. And that, when you get to that stage, is when you have your masterpiece. Your thoughts on that, Margaret? So that is about, yeah.
Yeah. That is amazing. Absolutely fantastic. I love it because I've heard you speak when you told the journey of your clients having the pain. What is the pain of that clients they're having? What are the challenges and how could you help them best? And what are the benefits, And I've kind of done your training. Now, can you tell us what you have coming for our listeners out there if they want to contact you? When is your next training?
So my next training is not being scheduled yet, actually, Margaret, but it will be in December, or I have a group starting early January. But what I would love to do is to just have a chat. Anybody that wants to get in touch with me, even if you just want to ask a question, let's do that. And you can connect with me on LinkedIn. My name is, as you can see at the bottom of my screen, it's Reshma Jobanputra. Or write to me. My email address is reshma@velocitycoachingservices.com. I very, very much look forward to hearing from you. And Margaret, I'd just like to add 2 quick methods as well.
Okay.
That your audience will use.
Please do, because I think they're going to benefit. I know I'll benefit from your training, so please.
Thank you, Margaret. So two extra methods. Okay. So the first method is, most of the time, our ideal client is ourselves 5 years ago. We become the person that we needed then because there was nobody like that. I know I am the sales and marketing coach that I needed then because there was nobody like that around. I don't think there still are many people like that. So it's yourself 5 years ago. It could also be a client, but most of the time it's you 5 years ago. The other way to think about it is to find what matters. What do you really care about? When I discuss this method, I share the United Nations Millennium Sustainable Goals. There's, I think, 19 categories to that. What speaks to you? What speaks to you? Gender inequality, education, poverty? What speaks to you? And when you find what speaks to you, find who you can help in that, and then find the person who will pay you to do that. Because they're very likely to be 2 different people. For example, if it's quality education that you believe in and are passionate about, the beneficiary will be a child, but the person who pays will either be the parent or the school, and you have to keep that in mind. And those were 2 other methods that I just wanted to share quickly, Margaret.
Okay, that is absolutely fantastic, and I love the way you end it. So kind of look at yourself in the business side to say about 5 years ago, and then moving forward to where you are now. So that way you'll be able to identify what are your clients' needs. Am I correct?
100%.
Thank you so much for coming. It's been a privilege and a pleasure having you here. I love listening to you talking. Thank you so much.
Margaret Thorli, an award-winning business startup trainer, business coach, and career mentor. She is the CEO of H&R Training Professionals Empowerment Speaker Confidence Build. an extraordinary trainer who has trained 1,500 lone parents and women to become entrepreneurs. She is an author. Single Mother and the Dating Game, tips on how to maneuver the dating minefield, 8 tips to a better relationship, ideas on how to have a great and loving relationship, Elephants in My Stomach, feeling the fear, wanting to flee, Stop Undermining Me, I'm Not Stupid, I'm Just Dyslexic, championing the voice and worth of single mothers and fathers.